Hey guys, welcome back to another
Shut up! I'm gonna do the intro. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode, and today we are going to be talking about Fortnite.
No, just restart. That is I know I'm bad, but
I'm not restarting, we're rolling with this.
have fun in the editing.
Yep, it will be.
Are you
Anyways.
actually gonna go?
Yes, I'm going with this.
God.
He doesn't think I can do it. Alright, well,
I don't.
rude.
You're welcome.
Hey guys, we're in the same room today.
Again. But wait, this is the first time. The first time was the video.
That was. But that's like,
That's the same thing, but it's different.
sort of different. We're
Same thing,
actually
but
sitting
different.
next to each other with a
did that
janky
too.
microphone setup, so
It's
gonna be interesting.
And we got wine. We're kidding.
No,
it's grape
no,
juice
it is sparkling grape juice.
from a
We
nice-
don't condone alcohol. No. Just kidding. Okay, anyways. I'm not a great
Wait, what
start.
are we doing? We have to say the name of the podcast.
Welcome to Nerd Rant.
I'm Dr. Zombrain, also known as Seth.
And I'm
This
Junior Wolf,
loopy guy is
also known
Junior
as JJ. It's been a long week. But we're here to talk about the story of Fortnite Chapter 3
and possibly
and
4.
yeah, and theories about 4. So, you know.
You're just gonna have to cut up to this point and just reduce the audio by like 50
Yeah,
decibels.
just like reduce it the entire way. Anyways, okay.
Um,
So, let's start off at the start, the flip.
If it wasn't for TikTok, it would have been probably one of my favorite events of all time.
It was a great
Good
event.
event. But are we I know some people are saying, are you classifying that more as Chapter 2 or Chapter 3?
Well, it's the thing that started Chapter
It's like
3,
in
so I'd
between.
wrap it in.
Chapter 3, okay. Yeah, it was good. Good
Yeah.
start. I think it was a solid start. Weak throughout the season, but that's just because I think that's going to be consistent. Just Season 1's going to be slower because we're going to have to learn a new loot pool.
I think this is the best Season 1 we've had, though.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
For sure. I mean, again, we've only had 2, and
Yeah,
one was
one
weak.
was-
One
yeah.
was, I don't know, Fortnite was brand new.
Yeah.
Battle Royales were brand new.
So
you
this
can't
thing,
really-
it kind of takes the cake
But
pretty
no, it was
easily.
great. Spider-Man, the events,
Yeah.
Winterfest, map was phenomenal.
It was.
This is my favorite map, without a doubt, 100%. Let's see. Season 2. Or do you have anything to say about Season 1?
I mean, Season 1 we got Foundation, so that was pretty big, you know.
Dwayne the Rook Johnson.
Right? That blew everybody's mind. Not really, though, because everybody knew it was coming, but still.
Yeah.
It was a big reveal. You see all those clips where people freak out.
I mean, even if we knew it was coming, it's cool that we were able to like have the mask off and like do the eyebrow.
Yeah. It was a big moment, you know.
In media as well.
Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
Which, for Fortnite, they kind of need it these days.
Yeah. Every once in a while. Like Zero Build the following season, they got plenty of talk.
Yeah. I think all of their events from this year, they got nominated for 2 Game Awards, I think. One of them was Best Ongoing Game. So.
Which makes sense, because even if you don't like it, it has been around for 5 years now. And it's had a probably consistent, for the last 2-3 years, 100 million at least, which is
Yeah.
really good.
Big numbers. So if it didn't get nominated, I would go and give
Murder
them a
somebody.
stern talking to. With my hand.
I would submit the clap. Guys, it's been a long week. Season 2. Let's try to rush through a little.
Two. What are we thinking about 2?
I'm still dying, guys. I'm
Two,
sorry.
two, I think, was the best story season we've ever had.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Gameplay, it was mid.
It was all right. The forced zero build
first
was
2 weeks
interesting.
or
I feel
so.
like if they did it with the territories thing, like everybody was saying, like all the IO controlled areas were zero build and the rest wasn't, it would have made a little bit more sense.
Or if they just, I don't know, put the game mode out at the beginning. They could have made the game mode being available as part of the story. Because that's not like...
Yeah.
It's such a new thing that there's not like limitations to what they have to do. Because what other game do you know that has a separate game mode apart from the normal game for story?
I don't know. I feel
that
like
has this
forcing
much
it on people brought it to people's attention a little bit more. Sure, it
True.
made some people angry, but I feel like if they just released the mode, it probably wouldn't have made it
I
into the
also
media.
felt
The
like it
creators
just-
wouldn't have come back.
But I also think it shouldn't have been as long as it was.
It
I think
was a
the
little bit
week
drawn
one-
out, yeah.
I think it was almost 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, I think maybe a week and a half tops probably would have been
Yeah.
best.
Because originally it was supposed to be like 10 days, and it went to like 15 almost.
Yeah, they kept it up for a while.
So, other than that, story-wise, the event, phenomenal. The skins for the event, not the best, but it's the fact that we got them.
Yeah.
Let's see. One of the most buggy items in all of Fortnite.
Yeah.
We're clipping through it every other day. It was phenomenal. What else? I mean, the battle buses.
Yeah, battle buses
story-wise,
were great,
too. Just, that was kind of cool. But let's talk about some of my favorite parts, gameplay, story-wise. The territories. That was probably my favorite part of that season.
Yeah, that was really cool.
So, for the people that don't know, what happened was, obviously, I think everyone kind of knows, 7 versus IO. 7 versus IO. Yes, we're adjusting. It's stuffed. 7 versus IO. And what happened was, as the 7 were regaining territory, we had to fight. So when we went to that POI, we had to fight waves of IO guards to eventually reclaim it. Each wave would give us new, better gear from blue to purple to legendary. And then we would have to fight the boss. It didn't give us a mythic or anything, but just a little mini boss at the final, which is always Huntmaster, which is coming to the Xbox.
Yeah, it's going to be an Xbox exclusive.
But yeah, so that was just the concept of that. And then every update, the maps, the lines would change and it'd be this is this territory and this is this territory.
Yeah.
And
that was really cool. And I feel like
land.
if they made it, I feel like they could have done so much more with those territories. Entering a certain territory would make certain things happen. It doesn't even need to be a lot, but just if you're in the IO territory, then you're going to find a certain type of item that's not in the 7 territory. Something like that.
Which we've seen that, Tilted Town, we had Old West weapons there. We've kind of seen that around a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe chests will drop the MK in 7 territories, but it won't if you're in an IO territory.
We'll drop, the pulse rifle kind of,
something like
which
that.
Is more IO.
That would have made a lot more sense.
But that still would have that could have been cool.
3?
3. Okay. 4. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Well, there was some stuff. There was some
What happened?
The Herald kind of made an appearance. A little bit.
No.
Just a little bit.
That's the only thing that happened in 4.
And the 7 disappeared.
Yeah. I mean, the comics.
The comics were there.
That's
true.
not season 3 itself.
It's a lot of the story, though. I think that's an important part of the story. I guess I would count that as a lot of chapter 3.
The comics. Yeah.
So, I mean, let's talk about those. What you have you read all of them? Are you caught up yet? No. Okay. I've read them all. So.
Okay. I need to read 4 and 5 yet. They're mid. I'm kidding.
Nobody's laughing. Nobody laughed at that.
I hit the laugh button. Oh,
gosh.
I think it was interesting. I don't know. I feel there were some weird parts, specifically Imagined and Wolverine.
Yeah. There are some parts that didn't really flow well.
No.
But in the grand scheme of things, it filled in a few holes, created some more holes.
Do you think it created more holes than it filled? I think it probably did.
It was messy.
We've talked about this in the podcast and personally all the time. Fortnite kind of just needs to do some cleanup work. Take a prequel season, make a movie, make some comics to the foundation, the creation of the 7, creation of IO, who these people are, learn a little, just spend some time creating the character stories, because I feel like they don't know. They're not necessarily contradicting themselves. But it's just kind of confusing on
it's like they don't have all the details worked out, so things are constantly changing. They need to sit down and have a storyboard meeting where they work out all the tiny little details and have them down on, I don't know, a binder or something, like a Google Doc, so that they have them there.
Yes,
to
Fortnite
reference.
Story Google Doc.
Yeah, but then they could give it to anybody who's writing a comic, or if they do make a movie, they could hand over this sheet of details so that they're not going to mess up.
Yeah, everything. So that way, this character is supposed to be sassy or something. We know that, because right now we don't really know a lot of the characters. Foundation and Paradigm are really the only ones, and Paradigm isn't even that fleshed out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think that's about 3.
That's it. That's most of it.
We had Vader. That doesn't mean anything. We had Goku.
Yeah.
That didn't mean anything.
No, it's all part of the 0 point.
We had
Mr. Beast Burger.
That's 4. Klombo? No, that didn't do anything. The drill? No, that didn't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Yeah. 4.
4. 4, I liked 4. Despite it not having a lot of story quests, I did like it, and it felt like there was an essence of story during the entire thing.
Yeah. I still think there was a dry period in the middle because we talked about this. I feel like the pickaxe quests were supposed to take a little bit longer than a week.
Yeah.
Because it felt like it was really annoying that after the Paradise quest came out, we had to wait how long to get the second set, and it said, yeah, you're screwed. You're going to die. Good luck.
Yep.
And now I have to wait another week or 2. I think at that point it was like almost 2.5 weeks till the event end of the season. So
they're very much making these quests for the players who don't grind it all in one day.
Yeah.
It's meant to be kind of spaced out, which is, I think the effort was with the await further orders. I think that's them trying to say, hey, slow the frick down.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But otherwise, it was cool. The Nothing quests, like that was cool hearing the Nothing.
Yeah.
I haven't finished that. I don't plan on it. I don't care enough because I'm not gonna use bites. I only have the last one.
Now I get to brag that I did something you didn't. Do
you want me to bring out like the 100 items that I have that you don't? That you also
doesn't matter. I have this one.
I can pull out all my
get wrecked.
Skateboard.
Get wrecked.
My level up pack.
Bleh.
My higher level.
Get destroyed.
My skill.
Anyways.
That's you. 4, yeah, no, 4 was cool. What other story stuff really happened? I think that's really it.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of details that I feel like didn't really get put in the forefront. Like the fact that the chrome wasn't like a power. It was something that was gifted to the last reality by the Nothing. So, like, that's a detail that's kind of crucial to the story, but it doesn't feel like it was put in the forefront, which is unfortunate, to say the least.
I think that's one reason why this event might be longer. They might be trying to explain a lot.
Yeah.
Where Paradigm was. Maybe we have a little cutscene of where she was all this time leading up to the event, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Like a montage of, like, you know, doing this, an action montage.
I'm still skeptical about it being a full 40 minutes, though. I think at least half of that has to be something else that's not considered event.
What else would it be?
I don't know. That's the problem.
What would
That's
it be like?
Problem.
Let's do 15 minutes of cutscene. Let's do a random thing, and then 15-minute event. Like, what do you put in between? Like, what?
No, not in between. Beforehand. Like beforehand, like how last event, end event, we were fighting off the hordes, right?
But that
what
was
if it's something like
that? 4. So you think that's gonna be after 4? Like
that was after 4.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That was what 10 minutes leading up to it. So that was like.
No, because the event always starts 10 minutes after the time it's said to start.
So it's gonna be like.
So it was a good 10 minutes after 4 o'clock that we were still fighting zombies, and then the event queued up, and by like 4:30 the event was over.
Yeah, it's like almost every event.
So I'm thinking this one
minutes.
at least 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to be fighting things off. I'm just wondering if they maybe counted that as event because it might have voice lines playing, like when we were waiting in the mech, there were voice lines technically playing. So what if while we're fighting, we're being given voice lines or something like that?
It could be. Yeah, we have no idea. I do think it might even be longer than 40 because it just seems really weird to be able to join up to 40 minutes in and be able to join a minute before it ends.
My thing is, why would you be able to join in the middle of a cutscene? So if there is a cutscene, maybe it's a 10 to 20 minute cutscene after the 40 minutes of gameplay?
Like...
Because it's so...
But even gameplay,
weird.
like, imagine if that was the collision event and being able to join mid-rocket fight. Like,
see, I feel like that's why it kind of fits more being like when we were fighting off the hordes.
Yeah.
Because then that's something you could join in and it still be comprehensible to understand.
But is that going to be the full 40 minutes then?
I don't know. That's the problem.
Like, even if that is what's happening, you can't do that for the
what
full
if it ends
four
up
time,
like,
and there's gonna have to be more story.
just to think of a format, what if it ends up being something like Save the World, right? Like there are a bunch of different Save the World modes, but what if it's like you have to go around here, collect these resources before the storm
like
closes
the survival
in.
game mode.
Yeah, like going through the different Save the World modes, kind of like that. And you can join in those. Maybe
from 6.
it'll wait until one of those rounds is over to put in the players that joined, but they still get to be put in and play. 40 minutes of that, I could easily see that being the reason it's long, because they already have those formulas. They already have the files for Save the World.
And then maybe afterwards we get some kind of
cutscene. Yeah, like 10, maybe 20 minutes.
Which would still mean why you can join up to 40 minutes and not, you can join any event.
Yeah, I think it's very unlikely you join during a cutscene. Yeah. So
maybe that's why. Because I know our friend earlier was saying, it's 40 minutes. I don't see it being able to join a minute before it's over.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be longer.
So,
no more than an hour.
Yeah.
Like no more than 10-minute cutscene after that 40 minutes.
So you can join during the gameplay, and then after that, there's like 10, 20 minutes before the end, and that all is cutscene.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I still don't know how I feel about a 40-minute gameplay event, though. Because I do kind of like just being able to sit back, and like you have to do a little bit of, then like, we were kind of like walking through and just seeing the splash. I like that. And if we don't get any of that, that kind of, like, I feel like that's kind of the hype, not you doing something, you watching something. And if there's 40 minutes just waiting, okay, we're almost at the cutscene. How are they going to make voice lines?
The thing is, I feel like it's not waiting. Like, I feel like it's going to be involved. It's going to progress the story that is being told through the event forward. I just feel like if there's going to be, like, levels or, like, more voice lines while you're playing, that just doesn't feel as exciting as just watching this crazy cinematic piece. At the same time, though, they can't make a crazy cinematic piece that's
Why
long.
Not?
Because that's so expensive.
But it's Fortnite.
But it's so expensive. I very much see it, and I believe they could do it, but from a business standpoint, that is such an expensive thing to make, especially with the quality of animation they've been doing. The reason we've been getting 10 to 15 minute cutscenes is because they cost a lot of money. And so with all the visual effects that would have to happen with not only the chrome, like think about how they would have to have the chrome interact. It'd have to be mirrored or at least reflect light. And that is very hard to do. If they're using Unreal Engine, it might make it easier, especially on Unreal Engine 5. But it's still a lot of time and money to try and make something like that look good.
Yeah, I mean, they still have a movie department. Even if it is more money, they do have a department. It definitely would be more money if they're paying somebody, like a third party, like Warner Brothers or something. But they have their own animation department.
The problem is I don't think they have enough people there to make a almost full-length feature film.
But here's the thing, with how little we've gotten the last 2 seasons, what if that's because they've been working on that?
The movie if they did give it to the movie department, that wouldn't affect the story we're getting in Fortnite. The story we're getting in Fortnite would remain the same.
I'm saying like they're able to spend more time, like they're putting smarter because they're going to put those types of points into this film to like fill it up with
I don't see why they wouldn't give us anything in the game though. Like it just doesn't correlate right with having it be that long of a cutscene.
I don't know. We have no idea.
It's so messy.
There's literally nothing. And it's not like either of us are right or neither of us are wrong. We literally have nothing.
There's literally no way of knowing. Like we have a few gameplay tags and the 2 sentences that Fortnite themselves has said.
Because they themselves said for the first time, we've never had an event, and like even if it is gameplay or cutscene, every event, like I looked at a video and every single event, the entire events, including like the balls dropping for New Year's, 1 hour and 47 minutes. If this is anywhere close to even 30 minutes, that is still a lot of time. So, but we've also never had an event where you can join in game, and that really confuses it because with how the events are. Like imagine joining like during the rocket event, not the first, like the end of chapter 1, and like you join while the rocket's coming down. After not seeing, like it just doesn't work with the formula that we've had so far. So it's gonna be
they're
a different
breaking the formula somehow, and that's why we don't know where to start because there are so many other ways to do it. And if they're changing what we already know,
they could do gameplay. Like we have no idea because we don't know.
There's just so much.
We're gonna have so much editing to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Anyway.
Yeah. I'd say that's a wrap for chapter 3.
Yeah. Yep.
Chapter 4.
Where do we think this event is going? Story-wise. Story-wise.
I don't know.
What do we think it's going to tell?
I don't know.
Do you think we'll see the nothing?
Yeah.
You think we will see the nothing?
Good chance. Even if it is like in the background, like a black silhouette, and we kind of like Geno, right?
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some mention of it, and he's going to do something. Whether he brings out the army that we fight or something. I think he's going to have some kind of play.
Do you think their last reality will make an appearance? Kind of like in the end event?
I don't know. Harold is part... I don't think it's going to be quite to the level of the end event because we've seen the like the teaser image for this season, the next, like the event. It's very chrome versus like, destruction. Like it's just chrome weather.
It does look like
right?
like there are a lot of stars and purple nebula looking skies
versus orange.
So I'd say it might be just like
so
if the atmosphere
I don't see
breaks.
Specifically like last reality. I can see some like because we have the chrome and nothing. We have Harold. We have the 7 something with the 7. At least Paradigm.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna lay it out like this. I see 3 possibilities for the way this event goes. Number 1, the most popular theory, Midas. I think a lot of people think Midas is going to show up. He's going to help us save the day. I know you think we're probably going to lose, and that's something in and of itself. But I think Midas will show up, and he will probably help us stop the Chrome or stop the Storm or something like that with the 0 point. I'm going to finish laying out my 3 here. So that's the main one that most people are on board with right now. The second one... Obviously, I think fighting the Herald, the Nothing and the Herald joint together because they're the harnessers of the Chrome and whatnot.
They did the fusion dance.
Yes, definitely. That's not cursed at all. But yeah, fighting the Chrome is another popular one because obviously the Chrome is the big antagonist this season, so it would make sense to try and stop it. Yeah. The third one, less people think that the last reality is going to show up like the end event. I have seen people in Twitter comments saying like, I think this is probably a way if we use like using the Chrome because it's like organic matter and like it's alive kind of thing. I could see it like opening a portal. Like if it latches onto the 0 point, it now is conscious and can harness the power of reality, stuff like that. So
maybe.
Those are the 3 possibilities. What did you want to say?
With the Midas, do you want to talk about earlier with like the machine?
Yeah, sure.
So one thing we were talking about with like Midas coming up is what was the big part with his device? It wanted to break the storm, which it did kind of. He wanted to stop the loop, which broke the storm, which made it a tsunami, etc., which hurt the 0 point. So here's an idea: what if he comes back to break it? What if we have to break it, right? Because that's how Season X did. We had to explode the 0 point to reset it. So what if we break it to fix it? Or what if now he knows how to break it? What if he comes to save it? Because his intentions wasn't to hurt the 0 point. He just wanted to stop the loop because, kind of traumatic,
Yeah.
But he just wanted to stop the loop. He wasn't trying. So I still think he's a decent or good guy, especially with the theories of him being like, he left the IO. Maybe he's trying to stop the IO, help the 0 point.
Yeah.
So that's just one theory that I had. Especially with him being leaked throughout, he definitely has a chance.
I think it's like 80%. I'll say 80% Midas is going to show up and do something. I think the most likely option is using the Golden Touch to fight the Chrome. I do think, though, unless... So, obviously, the Paradise Quest... Paradigm, asked us to look for the files on, what was it called? Project something?
I don't remember.
Project Loop Breaker or something like that.
That sounds right.
So there are 2 reasons she would have said that. 1, to try and locate where Midas went after that event, or 2, to try and recreate the machine in order to, I don't know,
break it to
fix it, like Season X.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, but I would hope that it's the Golden Touch one because I think that'd just be a cool premise for an event. Like, hey, we have a power. Gold. Everybody knows gold is better than silver. Gold is first, silver second. it would make sense if we had to use the gold to fight the silver. It would just it'd just be cool. Like, it'd be awesome. And I feel like the spray that got leaked, what was it called?
I don't know.
I think it was just silver versus gold, or gold versus silver.
No, it definitely wasn't that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You sure? Yeah. Positive? I don't know about that, but okay.
I think it was just, I don't know.
Silver and gold. It was silver and gold. It was silver and gold. It did.
I don't think so.
It did.
We're gonna
look it up. Yeah, you look it up. But yeah, I feel like that further backs it up. Because I swear, if this just ends up being a reskin of Midas with no lore implications whatsoever for the sake of having a Chrome Midas, I'm literally going to smash my head up against Epic Games headquarters until it caves down. Because this is not okay.
Is it silver and gold?
Ha! I was right.
No, I didn't get like a...
Silver and gold. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess it is.
Yeah. Ha 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 ha.
What's this? Little...
That's his tattoo.
Star. Does he have that?
I think it's tattoo there.
I don't know. Neither of us have him.
Yeah, that's true.
So, do you want me to talk about my losing theory?
Go ahead. You're gonna lose.
Yeah.
What? Huh? What?
I will slappeth thy milketh.
Moketh? What's a moketh?
Milketh.
Oh, milketh. I don't even know what you're going. Okay, go ahead.
So, my theory, which is definitely out there, but I think it has some premise to the fact that every single event, what have we done in every single event? We won.
Kill things.
We killed things. No. Did we kill things in the device event?
Yeah.
What?
The loop.
Actually, no. Bush Ranger died.
Yeah, definitely.
But we didn't kill him. So we win every single time. So my theory is, what if we lose? What if that's one reason why we get chapter 4? Like, we lose, that's why the island breaks, which makes sense, and then we have to rush to a new reality because we lost ours. Mm-hmm. And that could be paradigms. Obviously, this was a little bit before we got all these different reality jumping and all this crazy information, but I still think there's a possibility that we lose. Mm-hmm. And that's one reason why. Maybe that's why we have to forge our new reality and put it back together because we lost, and the 0 point was broken by the Chrome, by Harold, by someone.
Yeah, the thing is, the way Fortnite has been structured so far, I do think it would be good if we had a losing fight, but I don't think this is the one.
It's not likely, just because it's
a big chapter event
is.
Seems like one that we would have to win. Not to mention, like, with the leaks we have, it seems like we are going to.
The other thing, though, is I just hope that we don't win in a corny way, like the island flipped and then she screamed as hitting the water and we broke the ships. It just so happened we broke the ships with the island flipping. Mm-hmm. That felt like a little corny way to end the event. I hope we actually win like a dramatic, awesome way, rather than just be like, oh, the water killed her. She hit the water. She died.
Well, she's not dead.
Well,
she's still.
But I'm saying, like, in the event, like, how do we know?
Do you think she's gonna come back? That's a.
I don't think so now.
Really?
I think with the Herald, maybe in the event leading up to, like, calling, you know, because, like, think about how long it took for her to get here from the time she was called. That was season 6 when Raz touched it to the time she finally came in 8.
Yeah.
So I think the Herald can be maybe setting up.
Well, no. Technically, they were here in 7. Because they were the alien ships.
I'm saying, like, her to come, like, from her getting, like,
she didn't come onto the island, but she was there the entire time in the mothership. Like, the golden cube was in the mothership. It's only when we took down the mothership that she left. I very much see, like, she's still on that island. We can see her. For anyone who doesn't know, there's an island off of the Fortnite island. If you stand on the top left of the map, that mountain up there, and look straight out to the left, there's an island that looks like 2 peaks, and in between, there's a little valley with a golden dot. And that is almost certainly the Cube Queen. Because that is the direction the island flipped, and when she hit the water, it was pointing almost directly toward that island.
Not to mention, she was surrounded in a gold sphere.
She was, so she didn't drown.
Yeah.
And the other thing is the what's the gang called of NPCs that walk around? What are they called?
Peace Syndicate?
No, the gang of the fun ones.
Oh, I think they're just I just call them the boys.
The boys.
Like,
yeah, the NPCs that have been gathering up and hanging out together.
That's right, they were
the henchmen and
the
henchmen and
we have an IO guard, the henchmen, the alien,
the 7 guard,
the 7 guard.
I think that's it. Yeah. They are all, if they stand on that mountain that I just said up by that vault on the top left, they will all point out toward that island, one of them looking with a telescope and one of them waving a flag trying to get the attention of something toward that island.
Little suspicious.
Little suspicious. And I wonder why, because it seems to me these NPCs are on our side, right? These NPCs seem like a good force. They don't seem like they want to do anything evil. The IO guard has flipped his morals. The alien doesn't seem like he wants anything to do with the cubes.
So here's an idea.
So why would they be trying to call the cube queen?
So we know the Herald is part of the last reality, but we've also seen plenty of times with people betraying the organization. What if she is teaming with the Nothing, but that goes against the last reality's wishes? So what if it's like she betrayed the last reality, and that's why they're calling the Cube Queen over, like an enemy of my enemy. Like, you betrayed the Cube Queen, we're going to call her over to beat both of you guys up.
You know, I could see that. Because we haven't heard... Well, here's the thing.
What?
As I said before, the Nothing gifted the Chrome to the last reality, right? So then the last reality would have having to given it to the Herald, and then she would have betrayed them. Right? That would have had to have been the series of events to get this to happen. Which seems unlikely to me on the front that if it was gifted to the last reality, it seems almost more likely it would be gifted directly to her. And why would she attack the island otherwise? Like,
yeah.
We called her the Bloom Watcher for a reason. She was watching the reality tree, not the 0 point. It doesn't seem like she's after the 0 point to me, which is odd. It seems like she's doing something similar to the Cube Queen, where she's trying to open some sort of portal or gain some sort of other power through the 0 point, but she doesn't want the 0 point. So help me.
We don't know. It's not like either. Again, we have nothing to go off of because she's just been chilling there all chapter. Bloom Watcher was there for an entire season until she finally came. There's just so many questions. We just can't really. We're just kind of going off of whatever we think. So that's just a random idea. Again, not right. I don't have too much evidence. That's just kind of a idea that I have. Just wait, because especially with you bringing up the fact that like that group's kind of on our side. Like maybe she can help us.
I feel like
the only way she can help us is by her like Herald betraying her or something.
Which I think that would be a cool narrative. It's hard to wrap my mind around how they would tell it, but if they do, I think they could probably get it right. The thing is,
though, think about when... It's still confusing on if the Cube Queen is just if she is the queen of all of the last reality, or just like one ship and every ship, because we talked about that, like every ship has a Cube Queen or something, so it's hard to think about that, but the other thing is, with how much time was in between, we don't know what happened to, like, we know the Chrome was gifted to the last reality, but we don't know what happened in between. There could have been some, like, maybe she got the power and she then betrayed, this and that, and then came out of the island, because there's so much in between that's just time wasted that we don't know, because the IO versus 7 was happening. And that could have happened under the radar that we just don't know, because there's literally no way to know what was happening. Chrome didn't exist, and Herald wasn't doing anything.
I feel like we need a few more details about the last reality before we can like concrete any evidence toward anything. Because right now we don't even know if the last reality's leader has anything to do with the cubes. For all we know, the cubes could be one branch of the last reality. The Ice King could have been part of the last reality, and he just left. We
have no idea, because that's just kind of how it is. There's so many members that are just leaving organizations and finding
I mean, we've talked about before, like, the whole elementals thing. Like, there seems to be an elemental figure in charge of, like, every element. Ice King, Fire King, we have the Cube Queen, stuff like that. Cube King, that's a little bit confusing, because then...
Now, do we have kings and queens? I mean, there could be an ice... We do have an Ice Queen.
Yeah.
Fire Queen, not so much, but...
I could see it happening. So, what if the last reality just consists of the leaders of all of the elements, right?
It could, and the cube branch.
What if the Ice King left the last reality? He didn't want anything to do with it.
That's why.
And then that's why the Fire King tried to attack him, because the Fire King was angry at him for leaving.
We could. No, the question is, why the hell is the Fire King trying to get a buried treasure?
I don't know. I don't know. I just
if we're going to chapter 1
the last
lore
reality
now,
is just
'cause
so
does that just mean
unclear
the
now.
chapter 1 lore? Because honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. That's not far-fetched throwing up the chapter 1 lore, not because it's false. It's just think about where the lore is now with gigantic space alien like civilizations that are as massive as galaxies that are conquer realities and end realities.
It's just like
they didn't think of this
when we were told the last reality was being summoned. All we saw was the cubes and stuff. Like, it was the cube ships. That's all we saw when we were told it's the last reality. So we don't know for sure. Like, that's all we got. There's no further details. Like, it's not some of the last reality. We don't know if it was the leader of the last reality. We know nothing. We just were told it's the last reality. So it's very unclear.
It hurts.
It really does. Come on, Donald Mustard. You gotta save us here.
Again. Anyway, is there any other story stuff? Because we just don't have anything to go off of.
Well, let's talk about the map. What do you think?
We can go to the map?
What do you think?
The map's not going to have a map.
Pardon me, sir? Did you sentence that words?
Yeah. The map's not going to have a map. Removing the mini-map? Hardcore mode?
No UI? Ayo!
Actually, though.
Fortnite VR? Ayo!
No, but like actually, this is completely random. What if we get like a hardcore LTM with like reduced UI, less HP? Because we have more HP in 0 point. What if we had a game mode with less HP?
0 point?
0 mode. Same thing.
Definitely.
Zero something.
Totally same thing, yeah. I don't think that's going to happen. Because think about it like this. They've removed the 0 build competitive mode because they had too many modes, right?
Did they?
Yeah, they didn't. It didn't have enough players. It didn't have. I should put it like this. It didn't have the same amount of players as normal competitive, so they removed it.
It was a trial period.
0 build competitive. No, it was meant
Arena
to stay.
Trios? It was a trial. They said it was a trial.
It
only
had
a few weeks.
No, it had all the way
said
through.
that.
They said that after a while. They said they were going to take it down soon. Because it didn't have enough players. No, the Arena 0 build was meant to stay. It didn't have any players, and then they said, okay, it's going to be up for this much longer. That's all you get. And then they were going to do it in events.
And then we got late game arena. We had trial arena game modes apart from normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think 0 build was definitely meant to stay.
I don't think so.
I think it was.
Because think about, like, we still have basic arena. We don't have late game arena because that's just broken. Mm-hmm. But then, like, think about how little 0 build tournaments we have versus build mode. Tournaments and cups.
It's almost 50-50 at this point. Unless it were, like, not an FNCS. Anything that's related to FNCS is
but
disconnected.
I'm saying we just have the one.
If you go and look at the competitive tab, like, almost every few is a 0 build one. Like, there are a lot of them out there. Because the majority of Fortnite players at this point in time are 0 build players. So I think it's very plausible to say that they really wanted that to work out, but it didn't have enough players because most people joining just wanted to play pubs.
Yeah.
So.
PlayStation Cup, Solo Quick Cup.
0 build Cash Cup.
Late game. So like, we have a 0 build Cash Cup, but then we have all of these.
Lots of late games.
Late games console. But then we have the Elite, and all of these ones are build mode. All of these, the Elite, Contender, Challenger, and then 0 build every week. We have like a 0 build, late game, all these other ones. But we always have our one.
I feel like late game build. We have to disconnect because that's late game itself has builds.
It's
like
just
that's
one of those, yeah. But then we have our normal, Contender, etc., which are the big ones. And then we just have some random cash.
That's because most of the competitive players are on build mode.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, competitive. Casual, yes, there's going to be zero build. But competitive, I don't think
that's what I'm saying. There wasn't enough players for them to keep it in.
They were trialing it.
But that's not what they said going in.
They said,
no. Yeah. Going in, they said they wanted 0 build competitive to stay. Like,
I don't remember that. Because remember, it was just trios at first. It was just
and then the
trios.
rest came.
I don't remember getting the rest.
You don't remember getting the rest? Because I remember playing it myself. Solo.
0 build
solo.
arena.
Yes.
Are you 100%, 1000% positive?
I am Pretty dang sure.
Well, we can talk about other stuff while I look up and scroll back a few months at Aussie Antics channel.
What are we talking about?
Game modes. Something with game modes.
The map.
The map that doesn't have a map.
Yeah, the map didn't.
Oh, that's right. The hardcore game mode. That's
right.
I
don't think that's gonna be a thing. Not gonna lie. I think we're probably gonna get a lot more bumpier map because I know a lot of people were calling this chapter for like mountains near the center. Because right now the only mountain that's not around the edge would be Rave Cave, and that's kind of inconvenient. So I think there's a high chance that we're gonna get some mountains more dotted around the map. A lot of people also call for like a whole massive city POI. There's a chance we could get that. I don't know if Epic wants to do that, but they also, I think they're going to very heavily rework this map for Zero Build.
At least I hope so.
Yeah. Because
that's the big thing
right now in Zero Build, there's so many areas where you just have to bolt through an open spot and you could easily get sniped or lasered. Like, there's nothing you could do. And because the loot pool isn't specific to Zero Build, which is a topic in and of itself, it's very hard to not get shot on those moments. So if they rework the map, maybe put some more trees or just buildings in general around hills, stuff like that, then Zero Build would become a lot more plausible. You wouldn't have to be so scared walking around the map, things like that. So the map is definitely going to get reworked. I have high hopes. I think this one could be the best so far if they do it right, but they also have to take care of it through the chapter.
Yeah.
Because if they're not taking care of it through the chapter, I don't know.
Which, do you think they did well enough in this one?
Oh, yeah, I definitely...
do well enough. I really think it's just story-wise. And there was a few meta changes that people didn't really like. The goo gun, fun, but really toxic.
The only time this chapter that I think the map didn't, really change for the good would be maybe...
3?
No, I really like 3. 3 was spreading. 3 had changes. Like the POIs, growing reality trees, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, sure.
There were good changes.
It
did feel a little bit repetitive, but it was different. It was different enough to feel unique, and I feel like that's good enough. Season 1, I think we can brush it off as it's a whole new map, so we don't need changes, but they still gave us changes, which is important.
Crazy changes too, like Tilted.
Yeah.
Not Rave Cave, Command Cavern.
The whole snow melting and everything. So, what was Season 2? Like, other than the few hideouts we got. I guess we got Rave Cave, right? Command Cavern.
Command Cavern.
That's a big POI, yeah. Blimps.
The blimps, not to mention, the blimps falling, but we also had the entire POI changing slightly after war, etc., etc.
So they very much took care of this map. Big changes, but yet we can still tell it's the same map it was in Season 1, which is a very good sign. Like, I feel like they nailed the map changes this chapter. So as long as they keep up that, I think we're going to have a fantastic map next chapter. I know you said yourself, in the past chapters, it seems like they've been nailing down one topic for each chapter, and this chapter, it very much felt like the map was a huge focus.
Chapter 1, I think, was gameplay. Chapter 2, I think, was story. And Chapter 3 was probably map.
Yeah.
And now if we just put that all together, if we have crazy story like Chapter 2, if we had a great loophole and crazy events like Chapter 1, and we have a fantastic map like Chapter 3, best season, just chapter.
Yeah, I very much think that if they don't bonk their heads against the walls, there is a good chance that this could be the best chapter they have ever done. But they need to get their water bottles in their lunch boxes because this is a big moment, and if they screw it up, then a lot of people are going to be leaving.
Yeah. I can't find anything other than I'm currently on a video where No Build Arena is leaked, so it's not announced yet. Because the first Zero Build thing was Twitch Rivals. That was Zero Build, and then it was leaked. But this is the whole way up to Battle of Daily Bugle, so this is a few weeks in.
Yeah.
And that wasn't too long of a season, was it?
I don't think so, no. Honestly, a lot of the seasons haven't been very long recently. Like, the longest one was 3. And the season 3.
I thought season 1 and 3 were the same.
No, 'cause 3 was almost 3 months. 1 was 2.
Not quite. All right, we're gonna switch
more
research.
Google.
We're gonna switch the research.
It's so hard because it all feels like it's so recent and yet still so long ago. I don't get it, guys.
So,
I don't get it.
So what are we looking for? We're looking for day 1. All right. Do you have your phone?
Just Google the season.
I try to Google it every time, and it's always a pain in the butt to figure out the lengths of the season.
How long was Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 1?
Fortnite Chapter 3
Season 1.
Started it on December 5th, ended on March 19th. I want a day number. Why won't this just give me a day number? Everything just gives me dates. You don't need to
just think. Use your brain.
I don't have a brain. What's a brain?
What's the dates? December 5th.
December 5th, 2021 to March 19th.
So that's it. That's almost 3 months.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, no, they're about the same. Like I saw some. I think somebody said like the same day, but I think season 1 got the ending delayed, pushed forward, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Who knows?
Who knows?
So much research.
Yeah.
Theories for the map. Because we kind of just watched, I don't know, like 30 minutes worth of theories.
Yeah.
On the map. What do you want? Do you want to go with the back bling first?
Yeah.
Now that we have that. So the back bling is what? 0? No, not 0 fractal. I don't know. That's
fusion. 0 fusion.
0 fusion.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody say it looks like a silhouette. It could be a silhouette for chapter 4. Now, when I brought this up to JJ and Jaden, they said no.
I was like,
was a very
buddy,
hard
there's no way they could fit all 3 maps in those shapes, or even one map.
One concept is the fact that it's a fusion between, like a mix between chapter 1 and 2, maybe a little bit of 3. We'll see. And we saw a concept which very much puts it in perspective that it is very plausible.
It had the chapter. What was it? Chapter 3 down on the bottom.
With the desert.
Yep, and then chapter 2 on the top like right. Open, like it had the mountains curving down, and then the chapter 1 on the left.
Like the Pleasant Park Junction, that little.
That one didn't fit in as well, but the other 2 fit in so well that it almost doesn't really matter.
Especially like the way where the rivers were and everything.
Yeah,
like
the lines on the back bling fit perfectly on the rivers.
And obviously we're not saying, and I don't think anyone thinks that if we get a fusion, like half of it's just going to be chapter 1 and half is going to be chapter 2. Like they'd probably rework the combining.
It's more so the symbolism that hey, this fits so perfectly in this picture.
Like there's rivers here. It even has a spot for the 0 point to be in the middle, like every other time.
Yeah.
So that's just one plausibility. There's just one. I think it's plausible. Like I said that, I'm like that could be it. Like I could see that because we've seen something like that before.
Yeah.
And we've seen them leak stuff like a year in advance. So I wouldn't be surprised if this backling is a leak to the entire map. But again, no idea. We don't know anything about the next map. Hold up. Do you remember? No, remember when we thought we were gonna get a different type of energy in chapter 3 from remember those leaks? Remember that time?
That would be so.
Can you believe that? Like that's what we're doing right now. Like that feels like yesterday we were talking about that and thinking what chapter 3 map could be.
Yep.
And we're talking about chapter 4.
It was crazy.
Any other ideas for like the? I think the big one is a combination because at this point we have nothing else to go off of.
I mean, don't fall to pieces. You have to put the reality back together. It really, really sounds like they're going for, hey, we need to reassemble something using the pieces we have, which is the maps from the past.
Yeah.
So I think it's very possible that it's going to have a lot of the same POIs at the very least. And I think new terrain is almost a given, but same POIs for some of them.
Here's another idea that I had with the POIs. What if it's like Salty Towers, right? Where Salty Springs and Tilted Towers, even if we get them back, it can be
What if they mix the POIs? Like two different POIs mixed together. Like what if
that's what Salty Springs was.
Yeah.
So Salty
What if like Tilted and Logjam mixed and we got like a city of, I don't know,
log cabins.
Yeah, city of log cabins or Lumberjack City, you know.
You know, like so even if we get those old ones back, I don't think it's plausible. I think there's like zero chance that they're just gonna copy paste the map.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna happen.
So I can see them maybe bringing back a whole bunch of Chapter 1 POIs by combining them with Chapter 2 POIs. What if that's the entire map? What if it is Chapter 1 mixed with Chapter 2 POI? So every single POI is a mix between 2 POIs we had before.
I honestly wouldn't mind that. I think that would go down really well.
That would be a mixed map like we've been talking about, but that also would feel really fresh. Like something like what you just said, that's very different.
Yeah.
Plausible.
Yeah, I could very much see it happening.
I don't know.
Yep.
Do you think it has too much evidence or too little evidence?
Is just the right amount a good answer?
If it has evidence, JJ. What does that mean?
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. That's our catchphrase for anyone who's new. We theorize all the time, especially me. And JJ can attest, I've had so many ideas that I have evidence. Remember the Demon Slayer?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the Drought?
Oh, yeah.
And guess what? It was completely the opposite. Like,
not even close.
In Season 8, the teaser for Charlotte, I thought it was going to be Demon Slayer. Like, it had snakes, it had the different color eyes, it had breathing techniques, a rainbow katana, like the color changing katana. All of this from Demon Slayer. Not to mention it's Halloween, so I thought we'd have to fight things. Maybe that's how you... No, it's just a cursed girl.
Yep.
Season 3. Chapter 2, Season 3 was water. Chapter 3, Season 3, I thought it would be a drought. You know, I saw a leak and, like, you know, we were thinking, like, a fire weapons or something like that. No, it was a party.
Yeah, no.
It was a party.
Close. Which is why I'm very scared for Midas here, because it seems like everything's pointing to it. Which scares me, because nothing ever points to what's actually going to happen.
But everything, like, kind of does. This, I feel like, is pointing, like, by them. Like, this isn't theorizing. This is by them. All the theorizing is completely by the community.
I guess this is the first thing that, like,
this is what they
Donald Mustard himself has backed up.
Is like, this is doing this. I like Midas. He's alive. Here's a new version of Midas. Midas means something. We have a gold, like, loadings. Like, the gold spray, that's something that could be seen, like, but the fact that Donald Mustard is saying something and we have gold in the files means Midas is going to do something. Versus something like that back bling, which is just the community putting 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
There is only community there versus Epic Games and Donald Mustard pointing at this. So I think Midas does have more of a possibility, and it's not at fault for our curse.
Cross our fingers.
Of course, I probably just jinxed it.
You probably just did. Donald Mustard's like, guys, we gotta veto that idea. Quick, cancel. Rework the event.
Guys, Midas was just assassinated by Sloane.
Who's still alive? Surprise!
Sloane's daughter.
Yeah. Sloane's daughter, definitely.
Also known as
Dora the Explorer.
Same thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't
even know anymore.
What?
Our brains are just dead from trying to brainstorm anything.
And not to mention the past week has been illegal.
Yeah. Yep, quite.
Anything else, story-wise?
Did you see the...
Okay, I'll let you go.
Did you see the emote wheel for the event?
No.
We're going to have a special emote wheel for joining and leaving groups.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I did, just to, like, you know, maybe, like, I'm thinking, with that, what's going to happen is... Season 7 Skyfire, we all were kind of like partying, right? What if we have an area like that, and then you can choose a team, and then when the event starts, you go into your party of 4. You go into your ship, you know, kind of like the Galactus event. What if you all do, and then you all go into your own bus and do your own thing?
I could
see
that,
Which is the same event, but kind of like sideways. Kind of like, again, with 7, you had your own little party, but you're all walking together. So what if you had a party of 4, but walking with like 5 different parties?
Yeah.
Possible.
That makes sense, yeah.
Anyway, another idea with the event that we were talking about, we can probably say and talk a little bit more about, voting. Let's talk about that. Where do you want to... So, do you want to explain it, or do you want me to...
I mean, I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory. Voting on things is
but,
one
like,
person.
What the idea behind the voting is versus...
Well, you see, the idea behind voting is for democracy.
I'm just going to explain it. I'll grab the table was moving. Why would you grab the table? Get with you.
Yep.
So, if you're in the community, that one reason why the event is going to be so long is we're gonna vote for the map. So last time we had I kind of brought up, we kind of had voting in season 2 when we voted for Tilted. Or is that season 3? I don't even know. Actually, I mean, we've also had voting with the weapons to come in. So the, like, small scale voting we've had. But the last big voting was season 8, where we had the Unvaulted event, and everyone kind of, like, that was the big live event in the volcano. But what if one of the parts of the event is a little bit of downtime? Like, maybe that is in between. Like, maybe it's like, oh, gosh, let's rest up, let's restock our ammo. And maybe, like, during that kind of time, we are going to vote for possibly a POI or something. I don't think it's going to be massive, but, like, a POI to come back. And that's, I feel like if that happens, that's going to kind of, I think if we have a vote for POI, I almost think that's going to throw away the entire idea of having the other maps come back. Because that would kind of be weird if we have all the old POIs being merged together and then we vote for
I also
POI
feel like it's kind of
one of those
it's kind
POIs.
of biased as well, because if something like Tilted is in the POI, then nothing else has a chance.
But I feel like it'd be small and big. Or what if it's a desert POI? Like, what if you have to choose between these few desert POIs that we've had in Chapter 1 and 2, maybe like a desert like, in the middle, and then like Chapter 3.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like, just something like that. And I feel like it'd be old POIs that we've already had. I don't think we're going to vote, oh, what are these? Because I feel like that's really unfair then, because we don't know. These can play completely differently than what we want it to be. So I think it'd be like old POIs. So I'm thinking like big ones like Tilted, Pleasant, or maybe some smaller ones that a lot of people liked. We don't really know. JJ doesn't really know much Chapter 1 POIs, and I feel like it'd probably be filled with more Chapter 1 POIs, probably. But I think Chapter 2 does have some POIs that can come back.
What if it's just, like...
Yes.
We pick a POI from Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3 that all get to come across. So
that's kind
one
of the
POI
behind,
from
like,
each chapter.
Or something. Like, just we have different sections of the map. Not necessarily desert, but, like, just, like, this
What if it is segmented, but not in a way where it's, like, copy and paste this
Chapter
portion
1,
of the
2,
map?
3.
Yeah, what if it's, like, there are 3 portions, kind of like the Back Bling shows, that are reworked by terrain, like, completely, but have specific POIs from the chapter that are also reworked. So like we vote, hey, we want give me a random Chapter 1 POI.
Junk Junction.
Junk Junction.
No,
we want
Junk Junction.
We want Junk Junction to come
Dusty
back.
Depot. Let's do Dusty Depot.
Okay,
Dusty
Dusty
Depot.
Depot.
One that people like.
People want Dusty Depot to come back. They vote for it, so that Dusty Depot now gets put in the Chapter 1 portion of the new map. So it gets set over here, and then now we need to vote for a POI to go in the Chapter 2 portion.
See,
and a
the
POI
only thing with that is then that's gonna like tell us we are getting Chapter 1, 2, and 3 parts of the map. You know what I mean? Like, that is gonna be like, that's why I'm like, maybe, you know, having a desert, that's not a big spoiler. Like, I think from now on we're gonna have different biomes. But having Chapter 1 POI, a Chapter 2 POI, and a Chapter 3 POI.
What if they don't give it to us directly? What if during downtime, it's a scene kind of like how the black hole was, where there were like lighters floating in the sky? What if there's like just a random scene that'll come up during the time, and a player gets to just click a name of the POI?
But then that's really unfair, because that means you're going to have to sit there for all 12 hours of downtime.
Commitment.
No. I do not see them making people sit there for the entire 12 hours of downtime to make sure, we're going to click. Oh, no, I missed the click. I missed the button.
It's going to be, like, there for 15 to 20 minutes. Like, it'll be on screen for a while.
But what happens if that happens at, like, 1 in the morning?
Then that's how it goes.
The whole point of the time of this is the fact that it optimizes how much people have, so they don't have to worry about school.
Then there's like no way to work it in without spoiling what's coming.
Unless it is just like, what if it's just like, the last one was obviously again just Chapter 1, so it only had Chapter 1 stuff, but it was just 6 pillars, and we just pickaxe whichever one we liked, right? What if it's just 6 really popular POIs, like based like on Fortnite.gg, like big ones that are clearly stated by the community.
Yeah.
That are like Tilted, Pleasant, Dusty Depot. Chapter 2, I'm thinking Yacht, Caddy Corner.
Once again, though, then that's biased, because if they just take the big ones, most of them are going to be Chapter 1. Because that's the most nostalgic. It came back for Chapter 2 and Chapter 3, most
that's
of them.
That's what I'm saying,
so
like 3 on 3.
There's a lot of overlap.
I'm just saying Tilted, but like I'm just having a brain fart in Chapter 1 POIs. There's plenty of other POIs, like Wailing Woods or Frenzy Farms.
I feel like the only ones that would make it up there would be the ones that were present in multiple chapters.
But I feel like the reason those wouldn't be there is the fact that they're gonna be there. You know what I mean? Like I don't think we're gonna have to vote for Tilted to come back because I think Tilted or Pleasant's just gonna be there, right?
Yeah.
It all depends. We'll see.
We don't know.
We do know, but we don't know.
I don't know.
And we're gonna end it on the question of questions.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Thank you for watching.
Yep.
Bye.
Wow, that was very abrupt. See you later, guys. But go follow social media at Nerd Rant Podcast
on Instagram and Twitter. And make sure you hit the bell on Spotify.
That was weirdly synced up. Okay, bye.